Okay, once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Monday, August 24th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines. Also, we'll have training camp updates today from Tulane and the Saints. So we'll begin in just a few moments. So once again, thanks for joining us. So we'll begin. So I'll put everything up in the screen. Okay, if you want to come in on StreamYard, you can. Come on down on StreamYard. StreamYard links are in. Facebook, also YouTube, and like I said, Sportscast. So let's begin with our training camp updates. We'll begin just a few moments. We'll have Saints training camp updates. Let's go over to that right now. Put that on the screen. Okay, let's go over to Saints training camp updates. There we go. We're on live now.
All right.
Hey, Sean. Where you are in the calendar right now, you would have been past the second preseason game. Are you trying to, I don't know, maybe keep kind of a tally of where you guys are based on the what the calendar would have looked like at this time, based on progress?
Well, I'm not necessarily comparing it to where we would have been this time last year. You know, we knew when we set the calendar with this year's schedule where we expected to be. It was a big 2-minute install today, and our goal is to obviously Tuesday we'll be off, and then to get back in the pads and have more of a scrimmage type of a setting here towards the latter part of the week. So we're on schedule based on what we laid out. Now, compared to in years past where you're playing preseason games, it would be a little different.
Sean, that scrimmage part, are you talking about doing it here on campus, or are you going to do any of that at the Superdome?
Yeah, look, the plan is to be at the Superdome on Friday, and then we'll be back at the Superdome next week as well. So we'll have two practices there, and we'll get some live work done there. We'll also get some live work done, here on campus.
You mentioned 2-minute install. Were there things you liked about what you saw of it today?
Yeah, look, it's all the details relative to, playing fast, defensively, communication, making sure we're on the same page, and then understanding the multiple situations. There's so many of them: end of half, end of game, ahead 3, ahead 6, same way offensively. And so it's going through those, discussing those, and then we got some live practice reps today, creating those type of situations.
Sean, with Caesar signing for a couple days now, has that been pretty clean? Have you liked what you saw so far?
Yeah, look, we'll see the tape today. Yesterday, there were some good things, and then things that we want to see both he and Eric clean up. It's kind of going as we talked about. We wanted to work with both of those guys at the center right guard combination, and so we'll have a chance to see today's practice. But overall, I think it's been well.
Hey, Sean, what kind of progress have you seen in Carl Granderson? It doesn't seem like we've talked about him a whole lot on our side.
Yeah, look, I think number one, I see a change in his body type. Man, he's carrying more weight. I think he's had a good off season, and I think he's had some good practice days. He's put together a few, so I'm encouraged with how he looks. I think he's a strong player, and we'll continue to keep. He's one of those guys that these reps and these live situations, all of it's invaluable to him. He's a second-year player, but I would say number one, he looks to be heavier, but also stronger.
Sean, did Nigel Bradden just, I guess, why was he released? Did he just fall down the depth chart with some of these young linebackers?
Yeah, look, we we're working constantly, evaluating all the snaps and looking closely at these guys. And, it was a decision we made just based on what we had seen so far. And, we're going to get some of these younger guys more work.
Was it a veteran rest day for Malcolm Jenkins today?
Yeah, look, with a handful of these guys, we'll sit them down. With Alvin, we're dealing with a little bit of a stomach bug, and with each one of these players, periodically, we'll give them some time off. So that's kind of where we're at there.
I saw Drew and Emmanuel Sanders working, like when y'all were doing punt, they were kind of off to the side chatting through like a route they ran during team. How is that connection coming along? And just with the kind of limited time that you have, how important is it to kind of get that down now? Yeah,
look, I think we're right in the middle of it. There'll be subtle things that he's picking up very quickly on, and then a few other things that we need to be on the same page with. I think he's a guy that learns pretty quickly and has got good experience. And and that's part of, it's part of camp.
Sean, I know you guys were, I know you probably got asked about the 2-minute drill earlier, but just overall, as a coach, how important do you think that part of the game is, the situational part in the 2-minute, both offensively and defensively?
I think it's very important. When we look at the breakdowns every offseason, you're going to be offensively and defensively in that type of situation at the end of the first half. And man, in a large majority of the games, you're going to be in that situation at the end of the game. Comparatively, when you look at your goal line cut up, if you will, you might be at 14, 16 snaps, but 2-minute, you're going to be, over 100 snaps, and oftentimes with the game on the line. So I think it's huge. It's having to defend to win a game or having to score to win a game.
Ethan Greenidge got into some work with Ramczyk, not there today. What have you seen from him in his second camp?
He's had some good flashes. I think he's becoming more and more consistent. He's a good athlete, and I'm encouraged with his progress so far. All right, thank you guys.
All right, Sean Payton. We'll go to another one. We'll go switch this over. We'll go to this one.
First question is going to go to Jeff Duncan. Jeff?
Hey, Marcus, can you just tell us the defense's viewpoint of the 2-minute drill today and the competition y'all had? It seemed like a very spirited practice today.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Just wanted to ask you about the 2-minute competition between the offense and defense in practice today. It seemed like a really spirited practice, and both sides were really into it.
Right. The situations are what you have to do every year. You have to prepare for situations every week, every game. We encounter them. You never know when they're going to come up, but 2-minute is very important, whether it's at the half or at the end of the game. So we just have to be ready, and so that's what we did today.
Next question from John DeShazer.
Marcus, generally you're the first, second, third guy out on the practice field, I guess, before practice. Is there some ritual you're going through mentally or physically to kind of get yourself ready for practice, or you just kind of an early bird guy? Or
just go out there and get warmed up, get my mental reps going. Just imagining making plays on the field. That's just something I do every day, every game. Just so I'm ready, so my mind is ready, just so my body's ready, and when the time comes, going on the field and just making those plays that I'm imagining in my head.
Questions from Nick Underhill.
Marcus, the other guys you guys have that can play safety in the combination, Swanger, PJ can do some stuff. Just
how crazy is it just kind of to think about all the different ways you guys can line up and disguise and do different things? Just the versatility of that group.
We're telling the group, everybody's out there, everybody knows what to do. So it's a versatile group. Everybody's working together. We have that good chemistry, and we're just trying to create that culture. So when we go out there on the field, there's no let off. Somebody goes down, it's the next man up, and that's just what we do. That's what we do back here, and that's what's gonna help us when the season comes.
Next question from Amos Brow. Amos, I think you're on mute.
Can't hear Amos.
All right, how about now? Does that work?
Yes.
All right. Coach mentioned that with no preseason game, trying to get more live periods and more scrimmage type activities, having some practices at the Superdome. Do you find that helpful, or does that matter to you in any way, shape, with your preparation?
I'm sorry, I really couldn't hear you. It was breaking in and out. I heard something about the stadium, but that's all I heard.
Yeah, just Coach mentioned practicing at the Superdome, trying to get more live periods with no preseason games. Do you find that helps you with your preparation?
Right, I think it's beneficial to be able to go to the dome and get some more reps, get some live reps. It's just going to help us, especially without the preseason games. So being able to have that time is just going to help in our preparation. Get ready for week 1 because there's no preseason games, so we got to make the best of our opportunities over there at the dome.
Next question from Nick Underhill.
Just what kind of growth have you seen from CD just year 1 to year 2, just his maturity and just coming in, and does he seem like he's playing faster, more settled in, or anything?
Right, he's definitely growing. He's definitely growing as a person, as a player. Just listening to the coaching and just trying to do every little thing right that he can. So he's coming out there every day, trying to get better, trying to do the best he can, and staying in the playbook, staying on the field, asking questions. And the more he does that, the better player he's going to be. That's just what we preach back here. Everybody's listening to everybody. There's no egos back here. So that makes it easier for each and every one of us. A younger guy could tell an older guy that what's going on, and an older guy could tell the young guy what's going on. So that's the type of culture we're trying to build over here.
Questions from John DeShazer.
Marcus, you mentioned the Superdome. How much are you looking forward to going over there, I guess, and getting a different visual, a different venue, just kind of breaking the monotony?
I think it's just a good opportunity for us. Just being able to get under the lights, being able to get that feeling, especially without the fans. So it's going to be pretty much exactly how the game is going to be. So practicing game-like situations in a game environment for this year is going to be beneficial for us.
Okay, I think we're all set. Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Okay, Marcus Williams. We'll go ahead and play another video. I'm going to go ahead and switch this out. And we'll play another video. We'll go to, we'll go to this video now. Push this over. Here we go.
From John Sager.
Eric, for you, how's the switch, going from, center to right guards back and forth? How's that process been for you?
I would say it's been pretty good. There's a lot of learning that's been going into it. Just a different technique and stuff that I have from guard to center. But overall, I'd say it's going well. Not much has changed playbook-wise, so that's come pretty easy.
Next question is from Nick Underhill.
I'm just curious, being out there at the practice, when Taysom's a quarterback, it sounds like Drew, when he's doing the cadence, almost exactly. How important is it for you guys on the offensive line for that to sound almost the same and indiscernible?
I would say it's extremely important, especially in this offense. Just because we're all very tuned in, all 5 of us across the line are tuned into the snap count. And we know when the ball is going to be snapped, and it gives us a good timing and a good jump on the defensive line.
And how much is, I don't know if you've been with Jameis. How close is he to being on this page with that with the other guys?
He's definitely getting there. The first few days were a little rough, but now he's really grabbed onto it and grasped it, and I would say he's right there with everybody else now.
And when you say especially for this offense, why especially for this offense is it a little bit more important, you think?
I would say just because all 5 of us are really tuned into the snap count. And we're really, really, really focused on getting a jump on the defensive line because we view that as our biggest advantage over them.
Next question is from Amy Just.
Hey, back to Caesar. Regardless of where either one of you are, how is your chemistry coming along with the two of you side by side?
Yeah, I would say it's come along good. You know, me at center, him at guard, me at guard, him at center. The communication's there, and it's just been a big emphasis between the two of us being young players, making sure that we're on the same page.
How much did it help that the two of you had talked even before you got into camp, before he even got drafted?
I would say it was helpful because, you know, we kind of got a feel for each other's personalities. And this type of guy we were going to be playing next to, whichever position it was going to be. It was really helpful.
Next question is from Amos Morale.
Yeah, kind of following up on that. You know, when he reached out to you before the draft, what kind of, you know, prompted you to respond, and, you know, what was that conversation like?
I mean, I feel like anytime there's a young college kid that's just looking for guidance, you know, whether that's combine, going into pro day, whether it's after they get drafted, I feel like I'm not a veteran yet, but as a guy that's been in the league for a year and having those experiences, it's my obligation, it's my duty to respond to him. And I forgot the second half of that question. I'm not going to lie to you.
Just what was that conversation like, and what was some of the advice you kind of passed on?
Oh, it was really short, really sweet, really simple. But he was just asking about, you know, the combine stuff, and I just told him that it was going to be a long week, but he had to grind through it because, you know, he had the talent, he had the skills, he had the knowledge, but mentally he just had to be there.
And then I guess, you know, working side by side with him, both of you guys working at center and right guard, have you guys been able to bounce, you know, kind of ideas and, you know, kind of help each other learn the different positions?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been helping him at center more just because, you know, yesterday was his first day actually getting live in practice reps at it. Just helping along with some of the calls and all that because since he's been here, he's kind of been focusing on guard more because that's a position that he didn't know as well. So just kind of helping along with the calls, the IDs, stuff like that.
Next question is from Douglas Mountain.
Eric, do you think maybe guard might be more suited to you just because of the way you could use your athleticism a little bit? Do you think there's any truth to that?
You know, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I wish I could give you a better answer than that. I do appreciate the compliment on the athleticism, though. But I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Just, you know, see how I can incorporate my game into playing guard.
Next question is from Jeff Duncan.
Yeah, Eric, this is kind of a cheesy question, I guess, but what's it like being in the 2-minute drill with Drew Brees like you all were today?
It's very fast. It's very fast. It's very intense. And pretty much you just want to protect him at all costs because that's, I mean, he's leading the charge. He's taking charge of the whole thing. And, you know, he's our leader out there. You can't let him get touched in a 2-minute drill.
If I can follow up real quick, the connection between him and Mike Thomas, I mean, I know you're out there taking care of your responsibility, but you also come to the sideline after that and say, this is why that connection has been so successful. Because, I mean, he's going against Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you have the best receiver and the best quarterback in the league, that connection is going to be there. You know, and they work on it day in and day out to perfect that connection. And it's really amazing to see their work ethic when it comes to that.
Next question is from Christopher Dunnels.
Hey, Eric, when Jameis Winston's name came up, you had a big smile on your face. So I'm just curious to see what you're seeing out of Jameis there now that you guys are in the same huddle.
Man, Jameis is one of the funniest guys in the locker room. You know, he brings great chemistry, great charisma to the locker room. I mean, he's just a fun guy to have around. That's why the smile came up.
Next question is from Rod Walker.
Hey, Eric, as a center, when you play a road game with no fans, how different is that going to be for you? And
I think it'll be a lot easier just getting the calls out, hearing Drew, all of that. I think it'll be a big advantage for us this year.
Next question is from Nick Underhill.
This seems kind of obvious, but do you have a preference between guard or center? It seems like you're more comfortable at center, but do you care where you end up at?
I mean, at the end of the day, I consider myself a team first guy. And just whatever's going to put us in the best position for this team to win, I'm cool with. I don't have a preference.
Next question's from Catherine Terrell. So I have to follow up on Jameis Winston because Jared Cook was cracking up when he was talking about Winston in the huddle the other day. Was there something he said when he got to the huddle the first time, or something everyone said to him that has everyone laughing about?
No, it's just when he comes into the huddle, he comes in there with his eyes really wide, and he's just looking around at everybody with the hugest smile on his face, and it just it makes everyone in the huddle laugh every time.
Next question's from Brett Martell.
Hey there, Eric. I know coaches like to create competition in training camp, but I'm just curious, do you see yourself in a competition for center, or do you not look at it that way?
I mean, not really. I mean, I consider it a competition. I consider myself one of the best 5 guys that can be on the line at any point in any time. But just center competition, no, sir, not really.
All right, that should wrap it up. Thanks so much, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, Eric McCoy. I'll be honest with you. I look at it this way. I'm looking to see more production out of Eric McCoy on offensive line, because look, this offensive line is definitely going to be good this year because they're going to have to protect Breeze, because look, he's 40 years old. Look, he's got a couple of years left. He might retire next year. Might retire year after next, but hey, with this offensive line, we can do anything. So once again, this is from Saints training camp updates. We are doing Saints training camp updates here. We'll go to the next player, and that's switch this over, and we'll go over to the next player. Let's begin scrolling down. Carl Gradison is on the thing.
Perfect. All right, Carl Gradison here. If you have a question, put it right in the chat, and let's get started. First question is from Nick Underhill.
Carl, looks like you're off to a pretty fast start in camp so far, making some plays. Just how much more comfortable do you feel this year compared to last year, just coming in? I'm feeling a lot better. I'm a year smarter, and I'm just out there trying to make plays and do whatever I can to help the team out.
Next question is from Mike Triplett.
Carl, what did you focus on most this offseason, both as far as your body shape, size, weight, that kind of stuff, and also as far as what techniques you want to work on the most?
I focused on mainly my strength, trying to get stronger, bigger, stronger, and faster. So I put on a couple pounds this offseason, maybe like 10 pounds, because we're in the trenches now. So my strength, and then I've been in the playbook more. So that was a key thing for me the offseason, getting smarter with the plays, learning the defense a little better, and getting stronger.
Next question is from John Sager.
Well, actually, I can pass. Mike just got it.
Say that again?
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying I can pass. Mike Triplett just asked you what I was going to ask you about your body shape.
All right, next question is going to be from Brooke Kirchhoffer.
Hey, Carl. Jared Cook mentioned the other day that the defense just has a new look to it. Do you feel like there's just a different edge to the defense as a whole this year compared to last year?
Yeah. The defense, we a lot better than last year. We got some vets on the line, and we all working as a team. We hunting to the ball with effort, and we just bringing the energy every day. So the defense we a step further than we was last year. We just got to continue to push and get better every day and try to hunt.
Next one's from Nick Underhill.
Carl, do you have any personal goals for the season? Anything you're trying to achieve? Yeah, my personal goal mainly for the season is just to contribute on special teams. Set the tempo on special teams because it's 1/11. Everybody got to do their job, and I'm a key part in that. So be a special team kind of guy, and then on defense, do whatever I can, to help the defense out. Whatever coach want me to do, just go out there and play hard. So my main thing is just bring the energy and set the tempo.
Next question is from Amos Morale.
Yeah, Carl, you mentioned special teams first when you were asked about your goals. Is kind of why is that? Why is your focus sort of on special teams?
Say that again. You kind of low.
Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna have to turn the sound up.
You mentioned special teams at first when you were asked about your goals. Just kind of why is that your focus and the area you really want to impress on?
Because last year I was a key. I played a key role last year in special teams, and that's how I got on the field most of my plays last year. And I love special teams. I didn't play it in college, but when I got here, I was on every special teams, and I like competing. So I'm just trying to compete and get better, and special teams to set the tone.
Next question is from Mike Triplett.
Couple follow-ups real quick, Carl. What is your weight right now?
Right now, I'm between 280 and 277.
And did you ever play that big in college, or this is the biggest you've been?
This is the biggest I've been. I'm feeling way better now. Bigger, stronger. Last year I played at 258, and I'm feeling good now. Running around like a gazelle and just having fun out there.
And then is any of that like I don't know exactly how you used in college, but you more?
Looks like it's low coming in and out.
Say that again.
Mike, you broke up.
Yeah, he's gonna have to turn that sound
When's
up.
your run defense along? How do you feel about your run defense compared to your pass rush?
I feel good about both. We got some good run stoppers up front. The whole D line. We big, we physical, and we play hard. So that's the main thing. Just to stop the run, so we get an opportunity to pass.
Next question is from Amy Just.
Yeah, lighthearted question here, Carl. Last year when you got your first sack, your teammates gave you some grief for your celebration. Have you given any thought to a new one other than the worm? Or are you gonna continue doing that one?
Yeah. I've been working on it. This off season, trying to think of how I can be creative. But at the same time save energy for the next play. So I've been working on it a little bit. I might bring the worm back out. We'll see.
Next question is from John DeSazier.
Carl, you said you hadn't played special teams before the NFL, but now you embrace it. What was that learning curve like to go from not having played it to now embracing it? What did you have to go through?
My college coach, he always told me, he was like, at the next level, everybody plays special teams, so you will eventually play one day. So when I got here, it just at first it was kind of slow for me because I never played a snap of any special teams, so it was slow, and I picked it up really quick by watching film, staying extra, just in the playbook. But that transition was no different from defense, really. So, but the thing about special team, one wrong move that can cause and hurt the team. So it's an important thing.
Next question is from Brooke Kirchhoffer.
Hey, Carl, have you noticed a difference in Marcus Davenport this training camp?
You said notice a difference in Marcus Davenport?
Yeah, just from last year to this year and him coming off that big injury this offseason.
Yeah, I noticed a big difference. When we first came in, he's a lot bigger and stronger, and he's faster. He's moving around pretty well, way better, this year than last year. He's improved. He's getting to the pass rusher, and he's stopping the run. So he got the overall package. We're just trying to work and get better overall, do whatever we can to help the team. But Marcus is looking good out there.
And has he become any more of a vocal leader just in this offseason?
Who, Marcus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He give us pep talks and try to get us going and set the tone and bring the tempo as well. But he's more of a show by action type of guy. So.
Thank you.
All right, Carl, that wraps it up. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Once again, Carl Gradison. I'm gonna be honest with you. This special teams is very important because look, it determines whether you're going to get the ball or not. Whether you're going to field position has to flip the field and stuff like that. So that's my take on it. So once again, that concludes the Saints training camp updates. We will have the Tulane training camp updates in just a few moments. We'll have Willie Fritz. We'll have Coach Jeff Curtis. So we'll have that for you in just a second. So let me go ahead and switch this over. So we'll begin with Willie Fritz.
We got some good vets who know how to practice. And, you know, the big thing I talk to them about is when you do that first scrimmage, kind of surprised you. It surprised you two times. Once when you run all summer, and then you could go do your first practice, and they see that there's a difference in playing football than all the different types of training that we do in the summer with Coach Spear as far as running is concerned. And then when you go play, what was close to a real game, we're tackling and you're exerting a little bit more, I guess, effort and focus. Some of the guys found out that, shoot, man, I had a 7-play drive and I was wore out. So we've got to, get ourselves into game shape by practicing hard and completing plays, and, all the way to the completion of the play, not a couple seconds early. You even got to over exaggerate that stuff. That's what I try to do as a head coach. We're trying to sprint off the field, sprint on the field. That's part of our conditioning that we do. And it takes mental toughness to do it. Easy thing to do is walk off, jog off, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I thought it was a good workout today, and the weather cooperated. Not only the temperature, but we didn't get the rain that I was a little concerned about it about an hour ago.
What was your overall? How did you feel? Did you feel pretty good about what went on yesterday?
Yeah, obviously some guys played better than others, but I just think the main part was just getting out there and having the opportunity to compete and play and real angles, really tackling, getting the guy down, really finishing a block, just understanding the bodies all around you. I thought Tajay Spears, had some outstanding runs. He's a dynamic football player. Amari did some great things. Cam Carroll ran with an awful lot of power. Defensively, I thought Rudy Cornelius Dyson showed some stuff, and fitting on some plays. And, it was just good for those guys to get to run around and instead of tagging off, really getting a tackle. We're going to do that at least 2 more times before the first ball game. So that our guys get used to it.
You mentioned Cornelius Dyson. I think the description for him is all players. The guy who's tested in the game. How impressive is him as a true freshman?
It's been excellent. He's just got a tremendous attitude. The guy's always got a smile on his face, and when he comes to work, he likes to compete. He's never really played safety before. He's more of a linebacker in high school, and he played about 10 positions on offense. We were fortunate enough to have him in camp, and saw what kind of an athlete he was. He's big. In 2 years, he's going to be 6'1", 6'2", 210, 215 pounds playing safety back there. I was just impressed. He knows the difference between Kamir and Sikkim. He goes and gets them. So good job showing himself yesterday. I think he can help us in the kicking game as well.
What was your assessment of Keon and Pratt rising up?
It was really, Coach Hall, myself, we're always talking to him about, doing it. First thing you got to do as a quarterback is you got to be able to manage the game. You got to be able to understand down and distances. It's so important where you're going to go with the ball or what you're going to do based on down and distance. You got to be able to understand the play clock. You got to be able to understand the score of the game clock, all that stuff. Well, they got a little more of that yesterday. With the true down and distance, the managing the game part. Some people think it's bad to describe somebody as a game manager. That's Drew Brees is a great game manager, and he's a great quarterback. We want to have both. And So it's good. They got a bunch of bodies around them. Coverage was a little bit tighter. Those situations are probably more beneficial for the quarterback than anybody else. So there are some good things, and there's some things we'd like to do differently. But overall, I thought the guys learned from their mistakes, and it's going to help them down the road. Well, he's got really good movement. He's got tremendous speed. I think he's a 10,700-meter guy in high school. He's made some big plays for us. He's got an opportunity, and I don't say this very often, to be a dominating special teams player. Chet Glenn a couple years ago was a dominating type kicking game player, for us. And Jatavian's got that opportunity as well. And then, he's made some big plays catching the ball here too. Sometimes people forget about that Navy catch for a touchdown that he made to help win that ball game. So we worked him over a corner. He did some good things. But I think where we're at in terms of depth, some guys getting banged up over there at receiver, we moved him back over there, and we're going to keep him over there. Yeah, we've worked on it a bunch. We've done we've had the opportunity to, all these Zoom meetings that we had, and then we had those 2 extra weeks, and we did some walkthrough on that stuff as well. We had our long meetings. We got them out of the way, weeks ago. You always have an opening presentation for each phase, and that lasts about an hour. We did that before camp began, and that way we're able to get right into it and get reps and make corrections, and so we feel good about where we're at in the kicking game as well. No, that's our number one contingency plan. We've got a emergency evacuation plan in case something were to happen with the squad, and we had to leave NOLA. We do that. And I tell those guys over and over. Luckily, I've got a lot of New Orleans guys on my team, but we always take this stuff serious. And you probably know that a lot better than I do, Gary. But were you here during Katrina, Gary?
That's Gary right there. That's the guy right there. That's Gary Smith. He sounds.
I've actually got a couple guys that are
wow
transplants. They moved because of Katrina, and came back here to school. But yeah, we take it seriously. Our university is they've got a booklet about what happens and all those things. The big thing we tell our guys is just we use what we call Teamworks to communicate, and it's an app they have on their phone. And we give those guys, we push out reminders to those guys, 2-3 times a day. But during a time like this, it might be 4 or 5 times a day. They just got to stay up with that. And we're definitely not doing anything tomorrow. That was going to be our day off anyway. But we're taking that day off, and we may move some days around as far as practice is concerned, depending on what happens over the next few days. All righty. Thank you.
All right. Jeff Curtis. Let's go ahead and go to Jeff Curtis. Let's switch this over to Jeff Curtis. Give me 1 second to switch it. Let's switch over to Jeff Curtis, the defensive coordinator for Tulane. Let's give you those. Give you that one. Switch it over. 1 second.
With the first and second group, especially early in the scrimmage, the first 40 something plays, I thought we executed pretty good. We didn't overcomplicate things yesterday. We wanted to put people in situations to really see them play. Offense didn't do a whole lot either with motions and different types of formations. We kind of wanted to see people, play blocks, get off blocks, and tackle and chase the football. And I thought with our first group, we really played with a pretty good effort for the most part. And I thought that when you get in those situations, it was the very first time that we've tackled, and that's always going to show up a little bit when you're getting the first live tackling. So we got to keep improving on our tackling, and but overall, I thought it was a good scrimmage for us.
Your secondary, especially as cornerback, you've got Kyle Myers came into it. Just talked about how he maybe bringing up his season, trying to graduate and wasn't ready to come in. So like he's got a lot of natural ability in that position.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've seen him improve just since he's been in camp this last 2 or 3 weeks. He's getting better and better every day, and I think it's just him getting back into the groove of it, getting himself in better shape. And we are certainly glad he's here. He's a tremendous addition. He's jumped right in. He's one of the Tulane guys now, and the team accepted him. He's fun to be around, and he brings a lot of energy out there to the field, and he has a great skill set. He's going to really help us in area that was probably lacking, going into the season, and where we're going to have to use and count on some true freshmen. I think we can bring those freshmen along. He's going to be able to go out there and play quite a bit for us.
How good do you feel about the secondary overall? You got Brooks and Gerson at safety, Jalen Monroe, experienced cornerback, and either Langham or Johnny Kerr at nickel.
Yeah, and Johnny Kerr is another one that's really has been a great addition as well. Gary, I think we've improved our secondary from last season overall. We got some guys that have played back there and that have experience. I think Jalen Monroe is playing at a tremendously high level, and we got the experience with Chase Kirsten, who's played a lot of football over this being his 4th year. Same thing with Larry Brooks, who's really coming on. So we're talented back there. We've got probably 7 to 8 guys that we're really working hard at, and they're playing some multiple positions. We got a couple freshmen that are really going to come on and provide some extra depth. Cornelius Dyson is a guy that's we really wanted to see play yesterday. His athletic ability is there. He's a big kid. He's 6'2" and probably 205, freshman, and playing safety. He's got some natural instincts, and we saw what we needed to out of him yesterday, and being able to come down and tackle well. So we're excited. I think this secondary is going to be probably one of our stronger ones that we've had since we've been here.
Linebacker, you got biggest depth there. You got 4 guys that are starter quality, and then you got Jesus Machado too in the mix.
Well, the thing I think that we've probably seen more so this season than any other time is the physicality that they're playing with. I think they feel really comfortable in the defense now and understanding how they're taking on blocks. And I think it's just a different mindset with those guys that they've come into this fall camp, and they're playing physical. Again, most of them have had some type of playing time. The one I think the younger guy is really coming on and has had a tremendous camp is Dorian Williams, and he's long, he can run, he's really physical and playing really well. Kevin Henry, the transfer from Oklahoma State, that was a good pickup as well. And Nick Anderson, who last year came out of junior college, it's always tough on that first year, but now he's in his 2nd year, he's got a greater understanding of what we're doing. And then Marvin is. He's played quite a bit for us and is doing well too. So you're right. That's a position there that's playing well. I think we're further along right now in what we're doing than we have been at any point in time since we've been here.
I've seen Dorian get way downfield to make plays in the passing game. Kind of got further ability to make that.
Right. He's always been able to run real well. And when we signed him, I think he was 205. He's 225 now. He's confident in his strength and his physicalness that he's playing with. And he's really stepped up his game to another level.
The defensive line, the first team defensive line with strength coming in. How do you feel? You've got some guys banged up there right now for depth purposes, but how do you feel about that group?
Well, and this is probably year 3 that these guys have really come on. 3 years ago we were playing with the same guys, and we felt pretty good about them then. And nothing's changed except we're feeling a little bit better. We got Cam, Sample is well, he's having an outstanding camp, and he's really has stepped his game up. I think Patrick. It's going to help Pat. Pat. Everybody was turning their protection back to where Pat was, and they had to find him. And now I think Cam's going to be on the other side of him, and the way he's playing, if they're doing that, Cam's going to have a tremendous year. They're going to have to worry about both those guys. They're playing well. We're big inside. We've signed some really big freshmen that are going to be able to help us. We were strong in that position already with Jeffrey Johnson and DeAndre Williams and Devon Wright. I mean, we got a lot of depth there. We're finally are catching up to the positions on the defense where our depth is where it needs to be. There was a few years in there it got pretty shaky, and we had to hang on through the end of the season. But now we're a little bit better off. Yeah, I tell you, he's probably 305 right now, and I don't know if he realizes how strong he is, but that's a strong person, and from a physical standpoint, he's going to be able to play for us this year. He's as all the freshmen are, they got a little bit of a learning curve he's got going through, but I think he's going to be in the rotation some this year and play, and we're certainly getting, again, he was a good addition, and we're able to we're doing a good job recruiting and keeping some of these local kids here at home, and that's and he's one that we really wanted, and we hung in there to the second signing date, and we're able to get him, and it was we sure are glad that we did. Yeah. It is. The best one we've had since we've been here. And, the key is going to be, like always, you got to stay healthy. But, we got the talent and we got, some depth. But, maybe most importantly, the thing that we have a great culture here with these guys, and they enjoy coming out and practicing every day. And they feel like they're going to be good. And it's not that way everywhere. I mean, these kids, they're wanting to play this year. I don't think you have one person looking to opt out, do all that. They are hungry because they can see how good they are. And Coach Fritz just has done a super job in the recruiting the right type of people here, and is showing up with the culture. No. Yeah. You can see it and out there at practice how hard they're practicing. They're enjoying every day going out there and learning and putting it on the line, giving it a great effort. And, I don't think there's a player on our team that's looking to say, I wish we weren't playing or hope this doesn't happen. They are hungry and wanting to play. And like I just met with a couple of our players after the practice today, and I said, hey, it's not this way everywhere. We got something special going on here. And, this is maybe the most important thing, even over talent and depth and everything else, guys going out and wanting to play. You bet, Gary. Thank you.
I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I think they're ready to play. I think they're poised and ready to play this season. The depth is absolutely extraordinary. I like this depth. I mean, I hope it does resurrect in the season as we go. Because look, to be honest with you, this team's got a lot of excellent players that's coming from the New Orleans area. So I'm glad to see that that depth is pretty much improving. So once again, that was the training camp update. Excuse me, I'm trying to get the words out. Training camp updates, Tulane and Saints. We will go ahead and sign off for today. Let's go ahead and sign off. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show. we'll be back on later with the Lakers and Portland Trailblazers. I will see if we can get the game on. We'll have it on for you on Sportscaster. We'll be on next. We'll be on later on tonight. So once again, the weather improved over here, so we should be able to get a broadcast in. So once again, we'll be back on tomorrow if weather permitting. So we will be back on tomorrow. So once again, like, share, and follow Sports Talk on Facebook. You can follow me at facebook.com/kerry.wehmeyer. That's the number 75. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Talk Kerry, TalkKerry. Also, follow me on the YouTube channel. We will be on YouTube all this week throughout the week till Sunday. So please go to that YouTube channel. Also, follow me on Tumblr. That's the official blog and site for Sports Talk. That's always optional. Also, you can follow me on the flagship of Sports Talk and also play-by-play coverage of games, whether it's Tulane, LSU, Saints, high school football, you name it, we will do it. Once again, follow us at sportstalk.com, sportscaster.com, sportscaster.com/KLW. That's sportscaster.com/KLW. Also, you can follow me on the Twitch channel as well. And also follow me on the Instagram channel. And also, you can Skype me anytime. Just send me your information. I'll put you on the contacts list. You can go on there. Also, you can email me anytime. Anytime, doesn't matter. But we'll answer your emails if you do email me. Once again, follow me at kerry.wehmeyer. That's WEHMEYER at yahoo.com. That's the email address. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Monday. And we'll be back later with Trailblazers and Lakers. That'll be on Sportscaster only. So Sportscaster only for that. So everybody have a good rest of your Monday.